As we said, the president came here today to raise money. He's had no trouble doing that. But our poll found a sharp difference of opinion about how he's doing his job. 46% approve, 46% disapprove. But when we drilled down on the numbers, we found the president's approval rating for handling Iraq is 60%, foreign policy in general 50%. But on job creation, what folks care most about, only 35% approve. Norah O'Donnell was with the president's point man on the economy, the Secretary of the Treasury, Tim Geithner, when Mr. Geithner visited a fiber optics plant in North Carolina today. Norah?
Scott, our poll shows that 85% of Americans think the economy is getting worse or will stay the same. That is a deep lack of confidence that I asked the Treasury Secretary about today. Is the economy getting worse?
It's still very tough out there. I think people are very frustrated and still hurting a lot.
But is it getting worse?
The economy as a whole, the economy is just not growing fast enough.
Are you convinced we've hit rock bottom? Could there be a second recession?
I think the strength of the economy right now depends overwhelmingly on two things. It depends on how successful Europe is in resolving its financial crisis, but it also depends on what people do in Washington. And again, if Congress does not act on these proposals in the President's Jobs Act, then taxes go up for all Americans, most Americans. They go up for most businesses. Growth will be weaker. More Americans be out of work longer.
But we asked the Treasury Secretary about the president's focus on jobs. In the 3 years since he took office, unemployment has gone up nearly 17%.
Did the president take his eye off the ball
Absolutely
on jobs?
Not. Absolutely not. He was relentlessly focused on it. And in fact, he was doing things that were deeply difficult politically for him.
But people say he was focused on health care, not on jobs and the economy.
We were passing a Recovery Act that made huge investments in getting Americans back to work, helped restart economic growth. He was rescuing and restructuring the American automobile industry, which is at the brink of failure. He was fixing a terribly damaged and broken financial system, and no economy can grow without a functioning financial system. Those were all about jobs and about trying to protect the economy from a devastating crisis.
What do you expect unemployment will be on Election Day?
Depends what Washington does in the next 3 months and the next 6 months. It depends overwhelmingly on whether people in Washington, Republicans, are willing to join Democrats in doing things to help make economic growth stronger.
Will it likely be more than 9%?
If they act on these proposals, then growth will be stronger and unemployment will be lower, and you'll see more Americans back to work. If they don't act, then we risk a weaker economy and higher unemployment.
Are you just using this to blame Republicans?
No, it's just a basic reality. The president has some authority. He's using that authority. You heard him announce yesterday ways to help Americans refinance their homes, but there are limits to what he can do, and he cannot compensate for a failure of Congress to act.
We also asked the Treasury Secretary about whether he believes the president can get reelected with the current high level of unemployment, and he replied, of course. But Scott, keep in mind, no American president has been reelected since FDR with unemployment above 7.2% on Election Day.
Norah, thank you very much.